Hey guys, so I just thought I'd help out. I know that some people are still struggling with the idea of these word problems, so I thought maybe I'd work through another couple, just so that you could get familiar with the process that we would go through as we're trying to do this, all right? So, here we go. This is our first one. This is question number 2 on your worksheet. Your chances to make the basketball team depend on how much time you spend practicing. Your average Joe, so on average, people have a 50% chance of making the team. Each hour you spend practicing over the summer will increase your chance of making the team by 2%. Each hour you spend watching TV will actually decrease your chance of making the team by 1%. Write a function that demonstrates this situation. All right, so the first thing we got to do is we have to identify the variables, right? We need to know exactly what we're talking about. So we need the independent variables and the dependent variables. Now, what is this whole question about? You have to be able to see it from the big picture. Yeah, it's talking about TV and it's talking about practice, but what's the whole point of this? Every single one of those numbers connects to one thing, right? It all connects to that first statement, your chances to make the basketball team, all right? So that's going to be one of my variables, my chances of making the basketball team, okay? Just like this. So B is my chance of making the team, okay, the basketball team. All right, now, what are the things that are going to affect the chances of making the basketball team? Well, you can see there's a couple of things, right? You automatically have a 50% chance, so there's no variable there. That's everybody gets 50% no matter what, all right? Now, there's 2 other things it talks about. It says, well, if you practice, your chance will go up. So I'm going to define that because it says each hour you spend practicing. So depending on the number of hours, that will affect my answer. So I'm going to go P equals hours practicing. Okay, now you'll notice that I'm being very, very clear that P is the hours practicing. It's not practicing because it's not do I practice or do I not. It's very clear that P is the number of hours practicing. Some of you were trying to put in a variable for practicing and another variable for hours. No, you just need one variable to represent the hours that you practice, all right? Now, there's one other thing that affects your chances, right? We already had the practicing, okay? Now, there's the other thing, which is each hour you spend watching TV, all right? So T is going to be your hours watching TV. Okay, so now I have the whole point of this question, which is to find my chances of making the basketball team. And I found out that my chance of making the team depends on the hours practicing and the hours watching TV. So now I'm ready to write my function. But you see all that work I had to do before I go into writing a function. You have to think about all those variables. So B is what I'm trying to get, and it is going to depend on P and T, just like this. All right? Now, what are my chances of making the team? Well, everybody has a 50% chance. So that's an important part of this equation. Even if I do nothing else, I have a 50% chance of making the team. That's a constant. A constant goes in just as a number. Now I'm going to add, what does it say? It says each hour I practice, so for every P I have, it increases my chance by 2%. Okay, so 2% for every hour. If I practice 1 hour, then that's 2 times 1. That goes up 2%. If I practice 2 hours, that would be 2 times 2, which give me an extra 4%, right? So that's the idea here. Okay, now it says each hour you spend watching TV will decrease your chance. So now I've got to take away dependent on 1% for every hour watching TV. So I'll put the number of hours in here for the TV, and then that will allow me to calculate -1 times that. Okay? So that now is my function. I've included all of the information. The 50% chance that I get, the 2% chance for each hour I practice, and then the -1 for each hour I spend watching TV. That's letter A. We're done. Okay, now letter B goes on to say, for a specific student, Timium, if he practices 70 hours over the summer and then spent an hour each day watching TV, according to Phineas and Ferb, 104 days of summer vacation, in case you know that, watching TV, what are his chances of making the team? So now it's telling me that the hours practicing is 70, and the hours watching TV is 104. 1 hour each day for 104 days of summer vacation. All right? So we're going to go ahead and put these numbers in. The 104 is going to go in for the TV, and the 70 is going in for the hours practicing. And so we can say that B of hours practicing, comma, hours of TV equals 50 plus 2 times P, P is 70, minus 1 times T, which is 104, just like that. Okay, now we can solve, right? We can do the multiplication. Multiplication comes first, so I'll have 52 times 70 is 140, and then 1 times 104 is 104, and so I got to leave the minus on there, or I do a negative 1 times 104, which is negative 104, so I could have a plus negative 104 here if I wanted. And now I'm going to add everything together, which should give me a total of 86. And these were all percentages, so the chance of making the team is 86% chance of making the team. And that's that question. All right, I'll go ahead and make another one for another video. That's all.